know the winter meetings have grown quite a bit, but I was never part of one until 2000 and I guess 2011 as a special assistant with the Padres. The first time I was actually, you're holed up in the hotel suite with everyone from your organization that's involved in the decision-making process, and so I didn't really grasp exactly what was going on, although I would see that things happened and transactions occurred at the winter meeting. Even before you get to the clubhouse factor that he plays, he was a pretty good bat too, driving in 80, little over 80 runs, but he was a tremendous asset for me in the sense that I didn't have to worry about the clubhouse, and a large part of that was because, and this doesn't take away from our other veteran players like Miggy and Victor and Verlander and Scherzer. These guys were all great, but Torii was the one guy who had been around the longest. He was, he was the elder statesman, and he made my job. He made that not even have to be part of my job, which made my life easier. Nothing really surprised me. There wasn't anything that blew me away. I think one real advantage I had is the personnel in our clubhouse. It really is a group of guys who wants to win, veteran guys that know how to carry themselves, know how to do the work, don't need to be pushed or prodded. They're still humans, and there's certainly issues that arise that you deal with on an individual basis, but I was lucky in the sense that this was a quality group of guys. I played with some teams in Houston. The clubhouse, I thought, couldn't get any better, and this clubhouse was just as good. First of all, I know Ver is kind of rededicating himself to the fact that he's going to be ready in spring training. Last year he had that core surgery prior to spring training, which cut off his workouts a little bit early, and then he had to work his way back from the surgery. But he's kind of made it clear to Jeff Jones and myself that he's rededicated himself. So that's the beginning point. That being said, I don't think most pitchers that are very good pitchers over long periods of time, I'm talking 15 years, you're going to see a degradation velocity. It's just, that's human beings. So these pitchers, they find a way to reinvent themselves. Either they change their style, they come up with another pitch or another couple pitches. And those are the guys who, instead of being good for 8 years, become good for 15 years. Well, I think the division's gotten stronger over the last week for sure. I mean, they've added Robertson, Duke, LaRoche, Samardzija. I mean, they've definitely improved their team without question. I think, obviously, Kansas City's a good team. Cleveland, I thought, going into the offseason, I thought Cleveland had a bright future immediately in front of it in 2015 with some of their young pitchers at Kluber, Carrasco, Salazar, Bauer. They already had a good bullpen. They got Brantley, one of the better players in the league, kind of coming into his own. So I think overall the division's extremely strong. I think it's already better than it was a year ago from top to bottom.